Hi, guys. Welcome in here to Rover Sports. It is Tuesday. Going to read all your comments and going to have a good show. How is everybody doing? Thank you guys so much for coming in and joining. Scotty Thomas in the crib, Lagoats in the crib. Some interesting news to break down with the Final Four last night, Virginia winning the championship. And Alex Sports, what's going on, my friend? Couple people hitting me up on Twitter about Luis Perez, about the Final Four. It's been incredibly exciting. Anthony, what's going on? Marcus Woods, my friend. What is up, everybody? It's great to check in with you guys during the week like this, and really excited. And last night, Virginia winning the championship, I thought it was a terrific basketball game. Everybody said it would be a terrible basketball game, and it wasn't. It was a classic for the ages. It was absolutely terrific. DeAndre Hunter went to Front Central in Philadelphia. Very, very cool. And to have them lose to UMBC and win the championship, it just was an incredible journey. I was rooting for Virginia to complete it, to complete the whole journey and the comeback. And of course, Kyle Guy hitting those free throws the other night, overcoming anxiety was very, very, very special. And tonight, I am going to do a show where I will be taking calls. I'll be doing it with a couple of my friends, so I won't be able to really see the chat a lot, but I'll still be able to hang out. So I'll also try to shave this beard. This beard's getting out of control. So Auburn getting robbed. First off, Auburn. Virginia outplayed Auburn in that game. Let's just, Virginia outplayed Auburn. The call was a foul. Double dribbles are barely called. When you go back and micro look at every single replay, Auburn was trying to foul the guy anyway. It was unfortunate. Jared Harper missed a free throw. Auburn made a terrific comeback to even get back in that game, but that was a game that could have went either way. And it was really a sensational game that Virginia played yesterday, and I'm happy for the story of them overcoming that adversity and winning that championship like that. And the fact that they beat Purdue like they did, it's just destiny in so many ways that Virginia is the national champion this year. Beating Purdue, having that magical play with Diakinte hitting the shot. I mean, it was really, really good. And for Chris Beard and Texas Tech, they just put this team together this year. And, it was all grad transfers. Virginia's been there for a longer time. Even though Texas Tech, of course, cared for Virginia, this was their time. And that's why I'm so happy. Cushman, what is going on, my friend? So, right now we're getting ready for the NFL draft. The Final Four just ended. I like the Final Four a lot, filled with good games, good teams. And I liked Virginia and Texas Tech. I like the style that those two teams play the game with. So overall, it was a great college basketball season. Today, one of my favorite guys, Luis Perez, is signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, I'm not an Eagles fan, but I'm happy for Perez that he gets an opportunity out of the AAF. He did fine in Birmingham. He didn't put up monster numbers. He takes care of the football. And the guy is now going into the NFL. He's going to get a shot in preseason. I'm going to try to get a hold of some people within the Eagles organization. And I'm going to try to get him an interview on Rover Sports because I love the guy's story. I love bowling myself. I love his whole journey. He didn't play any high school football. He learned how to play football on YouTube and kind of like Tyree Jackson did. So I am so excited to see, what Luis Perez has to offer for the Eagles. And I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Marcus, because I think Nick Foles going to Jacksonville, I think he has a real chance to succeed. And I just want Nick to play 16 games so we know a lot about his career. That's really all that I want is for Nick to play like 16 games of football and for us to really get a great view into whether he's good for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I still think Nick is going to be fine in Jacksonville. I really do. And he won a Super Bowl. And for a long time, like as an Eli Manning fan, I was sad that Nick Foles won a championship over Tom Brady, because I wanted that club to just be Eli and an elite level quarterback, or just I wanted Eli to be the only guy to beat Tom Brady. But the fact is now with like Nick Foles is actually a legit player, so it makes it easier. So the final score of the championship game, Anthony, I believe like Virginia ended up winning by 7, but I'll get that exact total. I mean, Virginia was down by 3. Texas Tech needed to guard the 3-point line. Texas Tech, by the way, in the second half, I mean, Morelli, Jarrett Culver is a sensational player. And this RJ and this DeAndre Hunter guy, DeAndre Hunter, I mean, he can really end up being one of the great basketball players of our lifetimes. I mean, just how clutch he is down the stretch, how calm he is, his body, he's such a strong guy. The shot that he hit to the 3-point shot, I don't think that DeAndre Hunter, I'm not going to obviously say it's going to be like Michael Jordan, but the shot reminded me of the exact location in which Jordan hit the shot against Georgetown to win the national championship. It was very similar. I mean, Marcus Page, Chris Jenkins, those were some of the biggest shots that I've seen in a Final Four game or in the national championship. And DeAndre Hunter's 3-point shot to tie the game is one of the biggest shots in the history of collegiate basketball for the Virginia Cavaliers. So I'll get the end of the score, but basically, I am so happy Virginia won. It was 85-77, so it ended up being a pretty high scoring game. But again, like Virginia plays this defensive style, and on offense, like they're not that crisp on offense, so you could get stops on them. And even if Virginia has a lead, like Virginia is not going to beat anybody badly. Like they play too slow to beat teams, and Virginia's offense, like Ty Jerome hit so many tough shots yesterday, and they couldn't even get away from Texas Tech. And Texas Tech would just hang in there tough. And Jarrett Culver ended up making big play after big play. Matt Mooney hit some moon balls. And I think Virginia flat out won. I think Virginia outplayed Texas Tech most of the night. They got lethargic at the end. Texas Tech's really good. Texas Tech, had an opportunity. The only play they wish they could have back is when they were up by 3. But I think I think Virginia flat out won the game rather than Texas Tech losing the basketball game. But, I love college basketball. It's one of my favorite things in the world is this tournament. And I know that most of you guys are in here for the NFL. I know that, college football, college sports might not be what you guys love, but I have to give a spotlight to that, of course. So, I mean, again, I am excited for the NFL draft. It is going to be amazing, and we can't wait. So I love Luis Perez. He's a California kid. And the fact is, when Luis Perez comes into this NFL, I just hope again, like Davis Webb, that he gets an opportunity. I just hope that he gets a big, big opportunity somewhere along the line. And in the preseason, Nate Sudfeld is still the number 2 guy, but he's going to have to ball out against the third stringers. When he was with the LA Rams, he only got 1 quarter of playing time because they had Sean Mannion and they had Brandon Allen, and he was just utilized mostly as a camp arm. He wasn't even given an opportunity. And I'll take a couple of questions right now. We'll probably go to about 2025 today. Oh, Steven, my man. What's up, Steven Pazienza? One of my favorite followers, a guy who's very intelligent on the NFL. I love hearing what you have to say, Steven. I love hearing what you have to say. And it's great going live here early in the afternoon. Would you give up a number 1 pick this year and a first next year for Russell Wilson? So that would be number 6 and the first rounder next year for Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson is going to get paid about $32 million. But the fact is, if you have Russell Wilson and Saquon Barkley on your football team, I think that the Giants can then compete immediately for a championship in the next couple of years. I would do that I would definitely probably do. I would do that deal. I like Russell Wilson enough. Russell would be the face of our team. I love that deal. Russell's a winner, one of the clutchest quarterbacks I've ever seen. I mean, Russell Wilson, for him to beat San Francisco in the championship game, for him to come back against Green Bay, he's one of the most mentally tough athletes I've seen, and he's a magician. He's a special, special quarterback. I would absolutely do that. Yeah, the hair's a little bit wild, for sure. Well, if you're the Seattle Seahawks, with Russell Wilson, you're like a 9-7, 10-6 team, but you're in the middle of nowhere anyway. You have an older coach in Pete Carroll who I think has lost his luster. Your defense is not where it needs to be. Your running back and your offensive line is not solved. You've never solved that offensive line. I really believe for the Seattle Seahawks that they should rebuild. I do. And I don't think that they should give Russell Wilson this huge, huge contract because then it ties up the rest of their franchise. So if you're Seattle, you need to rebuild. You need to almost go where Arizona is going because San Francisco is bypassing you. The Rams are ahead of you. You're not winning anything. And Seattle in the past, RK, has been too good to get really good players and they've had Richard Sherman. The way to win is with a rookie quarterback who is a good quarterback, like a Mitchell Trubisky, Jared Goff, like not someone who's a special quarterback, but somebody that's okay. And then you load up the roster. That's how Russell Wilson won in the NFL. He was surrounded by the great talents, by Hall of Famers on the defensive side, and Hall of Famers win you championships. That's why the Chicago Bears won that division last year, because they're able to spend money on defense, and the defense is able to win. That's why the Chicago Bears are better than Green Bay. We're better than Minnesota. That's why they were better than those teams. Believe it or not, I don't even think Arizona would do that deal. That would be the coolest. That would be an amazing trade. I would do that if I were Seattle. Like, I believe Kyler Murray can be very good at this level. The guy is an exceptional thrower of the ball. Great thrower. Kyler Murray is going to be I think he could be a Russell Wilson, absolutely. Now, will he win championships? Who knows? But he's going to be an upper echelon quarterback. There's no doubt about it. And for the New York Giants, again, I want the Giants to take Drew Lock if I had my qualms at the number 6 pick, because there's just, I mean, if Devin White, if all these guys are not there, you know what I mean? It's like, who you're going to take at number 6 that's anything special? I mean, Rashawn Gary is a huge, huge risk. If I were Miami. So, oh, man. Sorry about that, guys. Got a little bit of a runny nose. Would I trade up? Or I would take Jeffrey Simmons if I were the Miami Dolphins at number 13. If Drew Lock is there, you take Drew Lock. He can be your face of your franchise. But I like Tua Tagovailoa, and I like the long game that the owner is playing, because the reason why the Miami Dolphins, Anthony, the reason why they really like Tua Tagovailoa is because Tua has a lightning quick release. I mean, the way he came in against Georgia is one of the most special performances of all time, that national championship game. I think that might be one of the greatest performances I've seen from an athlete. I mean, the come in cold, never playing a big game throughout the season, being a true freshman, being like 18 years old, 19 years old, and beating one of the greatest defenses in the last 20 years in Georgia in that national championship game. I mean, that accomplishment was one of the most special things I've ever seen. And the thing about Tua, the reason why the Dolphins like him is because he played at the Orange Bowl in Miami and he lit Oklahoma up and was exceptional. And that Dolphins owner saw that in person. Jameis Winston and Bruce Arians. First of all, Jameis is very talented. He's a very clutch quarterback. I like that he's getting this chance with Bruce Arians because Tampa Bay's been sloppy with Dirk Cutter. They don't really have a great infrastructure down there. So there's no chance that Arians is going to dump Jameis Winston. That thing is going for at least this year. And if Jameis balls out this year with no injuries, they're going to sign him to a 4-year, 5-year extension. The only chance the Giants trade up from 17 is if they like Haskins or Locke. They might like Locke, and they might try to get like number 8 to get a quarterback if at number 6 they don't take a quarterback. Jimbo, it's very interesting what the Jets are going to do because I think the Jets are in a golden position. They either take Quinnen Williams or Josh Allen, like 2 game-changing type players. Of course, Nick Bosa is always there. So I think this draft is top-heavy. I think they'd be extremely stupid to trade down. I think that they'd be really dumb to trade down. I don't know who's trading up. I mean, the quarterback class this year, Locke or Haskins, both of them are not surefire things like a Kyler. But you got to freaking take – if it was between Quinnen or Josh, if Nick Bosa goes to the 49ers, I might have to go with Quinnen Williams just because Quinnen Williams is that amazing of a prospect. At number 17, it's got to be Baker. That's my favorite cornerback. If you're just talking about those cornerbacks, like Dalton Reisner is a very, very good player. Chase Winovich from the University of Michigan is going to be extremely, extremely special. I want to talk. It's funny, too. This was another topic I wanted to bring up. Again, I'm happy for Luis Perez that he's back in the NFL. For Luis, all he has to do is perform well in the preseason and hang around like a Davis Webb. The hardest part is going from third stringer to a starting quarterback. That's the hardest part to do. So basically, what I'm going to do right now is, again, the New York Giants, with Bo saying is that Daniel Jones is going to be at 17. I don't think they love Jones that much. Oh, my gosh. The second round, Dalton Reisner, Dylan, absolutely. He is a complete stud. I absolutely. So we can talk. Let's talk now about the Cleveland Browns. So Colin Cowherd, I like Baker Mayfield a lot. Like I said that Baker Mayfield would be a great NFL player. I said he'd be very good. The Cleveland Browns, they have John Dorsey, who's a little bit of an ego, but who is a pretty good general manager. He's picked very well. The Denzel Ward pick is decent. I would have liked Bradley Chubb, but again, they got the Austin Corbett kid out of Nevada. They've done decently in the draft. And for Cleveland, they're putting too many personalities together with Odell, Jarvis, Landry. The wide receiver room's too crazy. The expectations now with the fan base, they don't know how to handle any success. They've never had any success. So, Colin Cowherd is actually right on this opinion now, because if the Browns would have just stuck with Jarvis as the alpha dog on that team, and if they would have kept it pretty low key, they would have been able, like with Kareem Hunt and Jarvis as a number 1, they would have been special. But now you add Odell Beckham, who is going to bring Hollywood with him. He's going to bring all the social media. He's going to bring all these people to the Browns bandwagon. And the Browns aren't going to be able to focus and produce as well. So I think the Browns are going to be disappointing. The Browns, maybe I would still be surprised. I don't think they make the playoffs this year. I would be shocked and I would be dead wrong if the Cleveland Browns for the next 3 years are consistent. I think that they have just made they could have been a very consistent team, but I think that they are an extremely I think that they were a really, really I think that they were a really, really good team, but I doubt that Cleveland's going to be consistent. I think they're going to end up sucking again. I think the whole thing's going to blow up. I really do believe it because the general manager, the expectations there, it's Cleveland. They always suck. And yeah, no. How you doing, man? How you doing, Tavi? Tavi, I like Devin White and Drew Lock. Absolutely, man. I mean, I like Drew Lock at number 6. I love that during this whole process, we haven't talked about number 10. I prefer to not even mention his name again because that conversation is just, again, yeah, it's just kind of overplayed at this point. You're going to have him for the next couple of years. Yeah, the Browns are not going to do it. Oh, man. So basically, Masters week is this week. I love the Masters. I do like to golf a lot. I like Bryson DeChambeau. He's my favorite golfer because of all the quirky things he does. And when you play golf, you can leave the pin in. So Ricky Fowler has never won a major championship. It would be very cool to see him win. We'll see what Bubba and Jordan Spieth have to do. I think Bubba could implode and not even make the cut. Bubba is boom or bust, as he usually always is. And Jordan Spieth has a great opportunity. Tiger Woods, the back nine Steven at Augusta National is so special. I mean, I've liked Bubba Watson winning the championship at Augusta. I've loved him winning the green jacket. I actually love seeing Sergio win, Adam Scott. I've loved seeing guys win their first major championship. I used to hate Sergio, but I was rooting for Sergio to win the Masters. And my favorite hole at Augusta National is probably number 15. That par 5 is absolutely exceptional. Amen corner is just incredible. And you love drinking, Road Dog. You love the 19th hole. Absolutely. You love talking to the cart girls after the round. There's nothing better than a hot cart girl that could give you some Gatorade, give you some Arnold Palmers, give you some beers. I mean, the fact is, when Masters season is back, golf season is freaking back. And Jim Nance is unbelievable. David Faraday, the entire Amen corner, the Masters. I mean, I do watch some golf, especially if it's over the weekend. I'll follow the PGA Tour. I love the personalities on the PGA Tour. People think golf is really boring to watch. During the summer, I will watch some golf, but the Masters there's nothing like the back nine on Sunday, and hopefully Tiger can be in contention, man. I love Tiger Woods, and I want the Masters to be going down the wire on the back nine on Sunday. I love the Masters. Oh, I love the Masters, man. So Masters is very exciting. Let me give you 5 picks that I like. Justin Rose, Bryson DeChambeau. The guy Connors from last week is kind of a sleeper. And I freaking love golf, man. So gonna be great. Justin Herbert is much better than any QB in this draft. Herbert is very smart. That's why Herbert's going to be successful because, and I'm happy Justin's staying 4 years. I mean, his brother's there. Oregon, for Oregon, they're playing Auburn and Dallas. I can't wait to see how Justin Herbert is going to do in the NFL, but I don't think he's going to suck because he's just too freaking smart. He's too athletic. He's too tall. I don't think his arm is that great. Like, people think the guy's arm talent's really good. His arm is good. I just think he's okay. He's not going to be Mahomes. He's not going to be a superstar, but he's so safe. He's so safe. Yeah. Dwayne Haskins, again, is a young kid. You don't know what Dwayne Haskins is going to be. He was very good last year. Just not my style quarterback. I mean, Dwayne Haskins just a little sensitive. Again, has that swagger and confidence. Some people love Haskins. Some people don't love Haskins. I'm not a guy who loves Dwayne Haskins. I'd rather take the Drew Lock. I'd rather take the Missouri quarterback. That's just me. I don't want Dwayne Haskins, really. But Dwayne There's a chance, of course, that he can be successful. I'm not ruling it out completely. Like Will Grier, I'll rule him out completely. Ryan Finley, I think, is a career backup. Jarrett Stidham, I like more than those guys. Jarrett Stidham's more of a quarterback that I think has tremendous, tremendous talent. So I'm more of a Stidham guy. Woo! Khalil Ferrell, I don't think the Giants are going to like him. I just think Khalil Ferrell is a very forgettable player. Steven's a big Tiger Woods and Brandt Snedeker. Of course, I love Tiger too, after all the adversity that he's dealt with in his personal life, and he's made those mistakes. But Tiger Woods, I mean, Tiger built his own school out in California. Tiger Woods, a very charitable guy, and he loves the game of golf, and I think Tiger's a class act. And I've liked Tiger Woods even more after all this adversity and how he's handled everything. And he's just a once-in-a-lifetime athlete that really makes you love the game of golf. And Brandt Snedeker's a Nashville guy, one of the nicest guys, has that weird pop putter release, Steven. His putting style, I would putt it over the hole like 20 feet if I was Brandt Snedeker. Drew Lock and Devin Bush. Devin Bush, yes, that's a pick I even like as a linebacker, a guy who can rush off the edge, a smart kid. Well, Devin Bush was the guy, too, that rubbed dirt all over Michigan State before that game. Yeah, Tua Tagovailoa has a Drew Brees kind of release. It's super fast. It's great. I love Tagovailoa. J-Dog, what up? Joel Rocks, what is up, my friend? Nah, I don't like Rashawn Gary. Too risky. So today is Dwyane Wade's last game in Miami. Now, the NBA playoffs, I mean, this is an exciting time. You got the Masters, but you got the NBA playoffs. And in the NBA, I don't think Milwaukee's going to win. I think that they just have one player. Toronto's a much better team than Milwaukee is. The Boston Celtics have an opportunity to win, because the Boston Celtics have Tatum, Kyrie Irving. They still have the most talented team in the Eastern Conference. I'm not sleeping on Boston at all. I think Boston absolutely whips the Indiana Pacers. So I think Boston's going to win. Boston then will play. I think it's Boston and Toronto in the finals. Boston will beat the Bucks just like last year, and Toronto will beat Philly, and it'll be Milwaukee, and it'll be Toronto and the Boston Celtics. And I am going to take the Boston Celtics in the finals, actually. I'll take the Boston Celtics. Okay? I'm going to take the Boston Celtics to win. Dwyane Wade, yeah. Dwyane Wade was a guy that stuck in Miami his whole career, was sensational, of course. Boston Celtics are going to the championship. Oh, Rogue Dog, you from New Orleans? New Orleans. I think that eventually they're going to hit a wall, and I don't know who's going to overtake them. Atlanta's the only team that can overtake them. Carolina's a mess, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't know if they could flip a switch like that. I mean, Todd Bowles, I don't know if they could flip it. I thought Tampa Bay would be good last year. I think Atlanta has a chance. Atlanta has a lot of talent on that football team. Keanu O'Neal, Deion Buchanan, Matthews on the offensive line, Julio, Calvin Ridley hitting last year, Devontae Freeman being a really good running back. Atlanta's still really, really good. They were just plagued by injuries. Matt Ryan, a new offensive coordinator, and Dirk Cutter, who might be good in an offensive coordinator role. I like Atlanta. I really do. Atlanta's undervalued this year. Oh, yeah. Dwyane Wade is Miami Heat basketball. I mean, with Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, that team in 2006, Dwyane Wade is that community. He is Miami sports. I would take Drew Lock at number 6, honestly, and just get that done. I like Drew Lock's talent. You like the Detroit Pistons. They're playing the Sixers. I just don't think that their guard play is just not that good. They're going to need Luke Kennard. They're going to need Von Baker, those role guys, to play over their heads if they're even going to win games throughout this postseason, man. Oh, man, I cannot wait for these NBA playoffs. In the Western Conference, it's going to be the Warriors. The Portland Trailblazers are the most interesting team. I don't like Evan Turner's game. I'd play Rodney Hood. I'd play Jake Layman. I like the Trailblazers a lot this year. They're the one team that I hope can make a freaking run. The Trailblazers of Portland. And the Thunder have pretty much run out of gas, I think. Russell and Paul George. And Utah again. Utah's an exciting team. Donovan Mitchell as well. Oh man, yeah, guys, it's been a fun time. I am excited for the next couple days. I'm doing a show tonight. Doing a show, and you guys can call in. It's going to be with a bunch of my friends. My friend Big Al is going to be producing the show, and it's going to be in studio in a couple hours on this YouTube channel. You guys can call in, and it's going to be really, really good. We will talk about Antonio Brown, Steven, on the show tonight, what he and Juju Smith-Schuster are up to. Antonio Brown, he is kind of a crazy personality at the moment for sure. I don't think there's any debating that. Smith-Schuster, I think Smith-Schuster's killing the battle. I don't think anybody's standing up for Antonio Brown right now. Everybody's hopping off Antonio Brown, but I'm excited to see what Derek and Antonio Brown can do in Oakland. I think it gives Oakland an opportunity to be good next year. So, and I want Oakland to keep Derek Carr because Derek Carr really is an Oakland Raider. And I think Antonio Brown's going to be poised for a big year. I mean, Antonio Brown, he talks a lot, but he backs it up on the field. I mean, he is production every single year. He is so good. He's going to be good, trust me. I know you guys are counting out Antonio Brown. All the public is off Antonio Brown. But I think Antonio Brown's going to, everybody in the public hates Antonio Brown now. It's funny. Juju have just been killing Antonio Brown. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, man, exactly. Allen and Williams, Devin White is the one guy that is the question mark in the top 5. One guy that is the question mark. So anyway, guys, it's been so much fun hanging out. I like hanging out doing these midday shows. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful week. And thank you guys for joining the show.